It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It's a stadium known for its design, its noise, and a fan base so passionate. Brock, you know this firsthand. They've retired a jersey number for them. Welcome, everybody, to Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Jason Myers to get this one going. And away we go from Lumen Field. Khalif Raymond to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We knew we were in store for some crazy blitz packages from this defense, and already one play in, and that linebacker gets home for the sack. Critical now for this offense to identify what you're seeing, and for this defense to continue to frustrate and get after the quarterback.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Running back sent in motion. Goff now on 3rd down. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So now it's the Seahawks' turn to take the field for the first time. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
They go play action. Here's Smith. And oh, he drops the deep shot. A big play to start the game, but it slips through incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air. It's Smith. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, Drew, I love that.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. A play fake, now Smith to throw. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. And again, it's Smith. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Patrick going to motion over left. First down throw from Goff. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Man in motion, headed right. On second down, it's Brooks. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, Goff. St. Brown's got it, complete. And that's good for a gain of 5. Julian Love bringing that one to an end.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 41. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Trying getting it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. No return on that punt. And it'll be Seahawks football. The Seahawks taking the field for their second possession. And they know they let points slip away with that fumble in the red zone, Brock. They're looking to get them back here. tight end in motion right. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And it sets up 2nd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Smith. Pass complete to Walker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Metcalf there to bring it in. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun. Here's Smith. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. From the gun, Smith connects with Fant. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
So now that we've sorted that flag out, we've arrived at the end of the 1st. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the punter gives him new life and this 1st down. Running it after the penalty. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Running with Walker again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
On the draw, it's Walker. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 2 yards on that run. That's going to bring up 4th and 6.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Fourth down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. By this point, partner, they are through that opening script, through trying to establish their offense, and yet still no points. Thinking it might be time to start switching things up a little bit, tear up the old game plan and start fresh.
Well, I promise you that's what's...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, I think, a yard or 2 short of the 20 here.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
The Hawks dialing up the nickel D here, 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. 1st down, Smith to throw. Pass taken in by Lockett. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Smith on 1st down. He finds Fant.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 34. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. It's caught Metcalf. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
From the 19. That throw behind his intended target. Trying to find his tight end. And now it's 3rd and short.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On third down, Walker. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. That one gains 7. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
To get home and hit and impact the quarterback at this level, well, typically you got to do what this defense is doing, and that's keeping an offense off balance. Change up your looks, rotate your personnel, throw in some wrinkles, and once again, go hit that quarterback.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Gets this to Fant. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Seahawks looking for the game's opening score. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Here's Smith. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Here's Raymond on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Hands off here for Brooks. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Goff on 1st and 10. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. Finds him over the middle. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. On first down, it's Goff. He fires one deep down the middle. They connect on the deep shot. And in for the Detroit touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions take a 4-point lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks are going to take over late in the half. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. Smith makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's brought down after a nice game up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Smith to the air now. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to the air, it's Smith. Into traffic, complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Third and 4 coming up now. And again, it's Smith. Has it left side, Brock, but the throw carried him too close to that edge. They're going to say he brought it in out of bounds, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
So upon further review and a consultation from Game Day Central, the call overturned. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
2nd and 3. Cut by Lockett. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. He's on the move. He can run it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Now with 2 seconds left, we get the expected timeout from this offense. They're in great shape to get 3 here entering the half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Myers' kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point. That brings us to the break, and it's the visiting Lions holding an early advantage. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Seahawks sending their offense out to begin the third quarter. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Shotgun snap to Smith. Completed to Lockett. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Handoff to Walker from the gun. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
A play fake, now Smith to throw. Hits his running back.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, Smith. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Patrick with the catch. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. It's a gain of 12 there. And that gives the Lions the first.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They've got first down from the 31. Running once more with Brooks. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This is complete to Patrick. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit. From the gun, Goff. Laporta with the grab. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and 6 coming up here. On the give, it's Brooks. And this goes across midfield and into Seahawks territory. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Lions first down.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here comes Brooks. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First down throw from Goff. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They go play action with Goff. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Goff. He finds Laporta. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Throwing again, it's Goff. Cut near the goal line. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Brooks has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Where you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Goff. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions push their lead further to start the half. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions grow their lead to 8.
Seahawks 6.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Pushing it up past the 30.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go play action. Here's Smith. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Finds Smith-Njigba. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Seahawks will have a first down. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Walker on first down. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 41. Smith-Njigba there to grab it. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. He's found some space. Oh, he lost the football. Going the other way. Lions have it.
Well, he's no longer a quarterback on that play. He's more of a running back. And what's priority number 1 for a good running back? Always ball security. If your number's called, you've got to tuck it away. Can't be giving your opponent any free possessions.
Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. A carry by Brooks to start the drive.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. And the Seahawks adding an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Here's Goff. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute, convert on these 3rd downs.
The Lions readying for the punt. Jack Fox will kick it away. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And they're going to take over possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Smith. Left side, caught by Metcalf. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect of your teammates.
This is Walker on 2nd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Brings up 3rd down.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Staying with Walker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st down, Smith to throw. Gets this to Fant. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Smith. Completed to Lockett. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 13 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. And again, it's Smith. He finds Fant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on the play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They need the end zone here. They've got 4 chances at it. This is 1st and goal. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Seahawks trail by 8. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Putting a receiver in motion. Smith on 1st down. Metcalf's got it, complete. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot, 2nd down coming up.
Need better results here on 2nd and goal from the 10. Here he is to throw. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks cut it to just 2 late in the game. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now you'd imagine comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and force overtime.
Extremely important moment here for the Seahawks as they go for 2.
The Seahawks will line up for the
Setting up to pass. And that catch gets them the 2. We're all tied up here in the 4th. Woo, crisis averted, Brock. They got the 2 and the tie for now at least. It looks like they have staved off the L and forced themselves overtime.
Yeah, those 2 critical words you just said right there, for now, like for right now. But there's a lot more time on that clock than this defense would care to see. They got to step up. Offense just stepped up, got the 2-point conversion. Now defense, you got to respond to send this game to overtime.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Here's Raymond on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. He'll look to throw it. Looking slant route, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. This is complete to Patrick. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Brooks. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road for what looked like a very plain play.
Again, it's Brooks. And they'll stop him after he rolls downhill to the 32. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Brooks on the give, headed right. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
And the Lions first down.
And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. So everything comes down to this from Jake Bates. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. Now out comes the second-year kicker in one of the biggest spots of his young career. There's a 44-yard look from the right hash. The kick is good. He got it. And that, folks, is your game winner. So the Lions get the win on the road. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for Brock Huard and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Seattle.